unique. It has a technology that nobody else has, and it has a compensation plan that is extremely generous. This company wants to pay you for the work that you do. So let me just say once again, you guys, I'm so excited that you're here. We plan on just taking this thing by the horns and going nuts, sharing these products, building this business. So without further ado, let me first explain the purpose of this call and this webinar. It's actually to introduce you to this amazing company. So we're going to talk a little bit about the products, a little bit about the business opportunity, and just a little bit about the company overall, how it came to be, who the founder is, things along those lines. Normally I do the webinar. However, we have a special guest on the call with us today, which I'm super duper excited about. His name is Paul Tyra. And Paul Tyra is one of the founding distributors or associates of the company. He is the rank of Triple Diamond Executive, which is very high up. He's a member of the $1 Million Earners Club, and he actually won a very prestigious award called the I Am ASEA Award, which is the highest award that any distributor can earn at convention, I believe, of 2015, Paul. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong. But anyway, you guys, I'm super excited to have him. This is a rare occasion. I'm going to turn the time now over to Paul Tyra. Thanks, Paul, for being here.
Super. Thanks for having me, Mike. And congratulations on what you're doing here, rocking and rolling already. I think the biggest thing I'm excited about is to see you in the field, of course. And for everyone out there, this is not normal. Okay. And you have definitely an advantage of someone who's seen the company from the inner workings and the inner paintings of what goes on a day-to-day basis. And for him to say, look, from what he saw and where he sees the company headed, for him to step down from that cushy executive position there at ASEA and to join the field, everyone here on this Zoominar, you guys are positioned at a very, very great time. And when you start to learn about how our compensation plan works, you'll see that the earlier you can get in and get positioned, the more benefit that you can have later down the road. And we'll illustrate that here in just a minute. So thanks again, Mike, and congratulations once again.
Thanks, buddy. Take it away.
Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. And first off, start a little bit about my background here. Are you able to see the screen? Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just want to confirm. So I'm not talking to myself. One of my favorite quotes is actually a Romanian proverb. It's kind of how I've lived my life and the various successes that I've had and the things that I've done. From this, it says, only the foolish learn from experience. The wise, they learn from the experience of others. Okay, and I'm going to start out my career here. This was about almost 30 years ago to the day, pretty close. During the summertime here of 1986, I became a United States Marine. I was still in the boot camp process, but me when I graduated. And I was 17 years old. And, oh man, I just dated myself. but it was quite an experience. During this process, and again, if you take a look at this picture, if you look at that, I don't have the stereotypical U.S. Marine Corps look, right? I'm not the 6 foot tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed looking guy, and I'm all of 5'6" on a tall day. For those of you who know me. And it was something that people said I couldn't do. I mean, it would be like, look, you're Asian, you're only 5'6", you're 110 pounds soaking wet. How are you going to be a United States Marine, right? And I did it. And I love hearing people telling me I can't do something. And it's part of I think the underlying message as we go on tonight too, is that if I can do these things, definitely everyone out there can do them. By the time I was 21 years old, I was a sergeant. This was just around the Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm time. And around this time, right after the conflict ended, I realized I wasn't going to get rich doing this. I don't think anyone out there would disagree with that. Even though I was a sergeant, I think I made all of maybe $2 or $3 an hour. But I did have a roof over my head, and I had food I could, go to the chow hall to get. But besides that, and risking my life and not being around, I decided to exit that world. And my initial venture into the job space, I refer to as being coin operated. And I basically got certifications with Novell and Microsoft, and I entered this world of information technology. So I kind of traded my M16 rifle in for a computer keyboard, and getting my certifications felt kind of like Superman for a while in that corporate environment. But then I started to experience what happens. I don't know if any of you out there yet have had this experience. I know we have a lot of young folks. And again, going back to my initial quote, I'm hoping to maybe help you avoid some of the and streamline your decisions rather than have to go through the experiences I did. But this is what I felt like in a corporate boardroom, listening to people. Sometimes people who, just because they were there for longer, their ideas, which they weren't even like researching, that just because they didn't want to learn something new, that we had to do it that way. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'd see the company spend and waste tens or sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. I just became frustrated. And not only with the workplace, but just the daily routine of driving to work 20, 30 minutes in traffic, having stress, having to start to work longer days. And even though I was starting to make more money, I always didn't have enough money at the end of the month. I always figure out ways, to spend it, quality of life increase. I wanted a newer car, getting the BMW at the Porsche and all that stuff. And it was just like I was always chasing. And it seemed like I was on a hamster, like going in that wheel. So what I did was in 2001, or 2000 rather, I took a position as a chief information officer for a startup.com company. I figured, hey, that's the way to go. I'm going to own shares. I was offered $250,000 of shares. I was all of 30 years old, offered $250,000 shares in a company that was just starting up. I was employee number 3. And literally within 6 months, we had 100 employees. And the company had a valuation a little north of $200 million. In a 6-month period, we had over 100 employees. It was quite a rush. My little office there in Costa Mesa, California. I won some awards for all that. But then the dot-com industry collapsed. It bursted, for a lot of you that can remember that. And when my CEO started to ask me to do some unethical things to raise more money, I said, you know what, it's probably time for us to part ways. So I took a fraction of my stock shares and I went on my merry way. And I decided to start my own company, right? Because now I'm in control and I can dictate my own future. Well, the problem with that is I was really good with being a geek or being a nerd and information and IT stuff, but I was really bad with all the other stuff of accounting, with legal contracts, with all these other just headache things, employees and client management and all these other things. I just wanted to, be able to do solutions. And so it was tolling, and the business owned me. I didn't own the business. So to kind of recap here, I went from military, I went into corporate America, and now owning my own business, I felt like I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I felt like I maybe had to do this for 20, 30 years, and the business would always own me. So I was consulting for a startup network marketing company, one of my clients. They had a really neat health technology. I won't go into details, at the time, but I shared that with some friends and family. My mom had a great one. And then I became fascinated with not only the product, but mainly the business model. Here was something that the company took care of all of the headaches of employees, of operational overhead, shipping, receiving, all the stuff that I didn't want to do, legal and all that other stuff. And I could just focus on helping people launch their own business, work from home, and make additional income. And so that's what I started to engage in. And I love the lifestyle, because I was able to travel all around the country at the time and to meet people. And I was in Hawaii for 1 week out of the month for a number of years there. And basically during the day I'd be playing golf, and then at night I'd go and speak and do presentations. So it just was an amazing lifestyle, and really loved it. But kind of like at my .com experience, this particular company had an executive that was not ethical as well. And when the money started pouring in, they started to make bad decisions. And so I started to see, man, this could happen anywhere. And it wasn't until October of 2009 when I found ASEA, where I found a company that finally had it all. Because even some of the other companies that had good ethical leadership, they didn't have a good product or service, or they didn't have enough money, or it was always one thing or the other. When I walked into ASEA, and I was only going to ASEA to look for consulting work to maybe help them build some things out. But when I got in there, I was like, wow, this is where I can build one time and create that legacy income that we all, join the business for. So congratulations to everyone out here, because you don't have to go through all the, all the trial and error and experience all the all the good, the bad, the ugly that a lot of us have had to do in this network marketing industry. And because if you build here, you can build this once and enjoy that legacy residual income stream in perpetuity. Okay, now I love this slide. And by the way, I need to credit Mike for these slides. This is the first time I'm seeing them today, just a few hours ago. And as I'm going through it, I'm like really loving it because he really gets it. I mean, he understands, you know, what's going out there. Maybe some people, why they may be negative, right? People out there, a lot of people say, oh, it's a scam. And granted, there are scams out there, okay? So make no mistake, but it's almost like saying, if you made a bad stock investment, right? And said, oh, you have to buy this penny stock. You're going to be a multi-millionaire just by spending, you know, $500. You know, next week it's going to all sell for 50,000 times the amount and blah, 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 right? Now and that can apply to various business models, right? So, but network marketing as a whole, there is a correct way to do it. And if you do it properly, there's some very powerful results.
Hey, Paul, can I jump in there? I think you need to mute everybody. We're getting
okay. We got some. Okay, let me stop share here real quick, and then let me go into the participants. Manage, okay. And make sure that there's one, there's two, that needed 3, 4. Okay, this one muted, and then don't want to mute myself. Okay, all right.
It sounds much better. That's perfect.
Is that good? Okay, perfect. All right, go back in here. Okay, but sort of to validate the legitimacy of the industry, the music industry, that's about a $16 billion industry. The industry of sports and energy drinks, about a $52 billion industry. The skincare industry, $79 billion. And there you see the movie industry being about an $80 billion industry. Well, the network marketing industry is $183 billion. You can see it eclipses the nearest competitor. And that's how much goods and services move through the channel. Matter of fact, Stephen Covey, this is the author of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, for those of you not aware. He says that network marketing has come of age. It's undeniable that it has become a way to entrepreneurship and independence for millions of people out there. Darren Hardy, publisher of Success Magazine, great quote here. Love this, Mike. Says this country was founded on entrepreneurism, and we are returning to it. The future of employment is self-employment. Network marketing is one of the few business opportunities that offer average people with an above-average ambition a way to achieve above-average lifestyle, peace of mind, and financial security. And if you guys are aware, and I encourage you to do some research of when the industrial age showed up and the reason why that all happened, you know, to create jobs and to go for the war efforts, all that's going away now. People need to start thinking more like an entrepreneur, and our business model, I think, is the way that the majority of people out there can access this. Okay. Now, another thing is you can't make money in network marketing, okay, which I disagree with. Basically, the network marketing industry is a $183 billion industry, as we mentioned. On average, a network marketing company, they pay out about 40% of their revenues in commissions to their distributors. $73 billion a year, $6 billion every month, which means that every day, $200 million is being paid out to people like you and I in the form of commissions. And how do you choose a network marketing company to partner with? Because there's over 3,000 companies out there worldwide. Well, let's talk about the difference of ASEA, okay? First off, we're going to talk about the story, the products, and then the business opportunity. The story. Our founder, Vertus Norton, he left when he retired from a $36 billion company. He was the head of strategy for Kraft Foods. He has had so many accolades, from building a whole consulting business, a company called Strategic Link, consulting for Fortune 500, even Fortune 50 level companies. And he was able to sit on the board of directors for a biotechnology company that had mismanaged its capital tables, that was kind of upside down. And when he realized that this company was not going to dig its way out of its financial woes, he made a play to acquire this technology because he understood the power of it and how significant and transformational it would be to the world. So several millions of dollars. There's over $30 million of R&D, over 16 years of energy and efforts that were put into the development of this technology. We now own it, and it has become ASEA. The products, the fundamental technology is called redox signaling molecules, and they're the most foundational element of human health and wellness because you live and die at the cellular level, okay? At the very most fundamental level, you have cells. The cells form together and they make up tissues in your body, which make up organs, which make up the systems of the body, which ultimately, that's what you are comprised of. So when your cells are healthy, then all of these elements are healthy, right? Tissues form organs. You've got the heart, the lungs, the kidney, skin cells, brain cells, etc. And all those things form systems like the circulatory system, the nervous system, etc. These all comprise of you, but the most fundamental element is what happens at the cellular level. And that's where redox signaling molecules exist. Now, to kind of give you a more, let's say a more, an example that I think most people can relate to, I'm going to use the cell phone. It's kind of funny, right? Cell phone analogy, because most of us have a cell phone. Okay, if you go to an area where there are a lot of cell phone towers, you are going to get that coveted 5 bars of signal strength, right? And you're going to be a happy communicator. You're talking to the person on the other line, they're hearing you in crystal clear, and vice versa. However, if you go to an area where there's not that many cell phone towers, then your cell phone strength signal is going to diminish. And you're going to start saying things like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Right? We've all seen that commercial. But in some cases, you'll be screaming into the phone, right? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I think that's funny, as if that really helps, right? But now this is kind of funny, but it wouldn't be funny if you were a police officer or if you were, let's say, a fireman, right? Because now it might mean someone's health is at jeopardy. Their life may be at jeopardy, okay? So it's very important that we have crystal clear communications in the real world. So what we want to do is, and what the solution is to build more cell phone towers, right? To increase that cell phone signal so the communications now become better and everyone's back to being happy, having crystal clear communications. So Paul, where does ASEA play into all this? Why would you use this analogy? Well, basically ASEA is like a bottle of cell phone towers for the body. And when you ingest ASEA, these same communications molecules increase the signal strength of communication between cells. So now if you have, let's say, health challenges, or let's say you're an athlete and you're ripping muscle tissue and you want to repair that, all these things, or if you want to slow down the aging process in essence, because the cells now are repairing and replacing more efficiently, that's what ASEA does. So everybody needs to be taking ASEA. It isn't something you would want to take. It really is something fundamental that everyone needs to be taking, and therefore is one of the foundational reasons why it presents such an amazing business opportunity. Okay, so this whole space of redox signaling, it's not just us saying this. It's now over 13,000 peer-reviewed articles that have been published on this body of science. You can go to pubmed.org and research redox signaling, and you'll see over 13,000 results you'll get. The Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine every year since 2011 has been awarded to work done or performed on the cellular level. And the challenge that I mentioned a little earlier with regards to cell phone towers is that as you get older and older, you make less and less of these molecules or cell phone towers, and therefore communications start to break down. And in our environment, the problem is that we're constantly exposed to harmful things, all these different emergencies. So again, going back to that cell phone tower analogy, you got the police officers, you got the fire departments. We have things like the pollution in our air, our food, our water that's constantly attacking our body, our immune systems. And if we're losing these cell phone towers now, we cannot address these and put these things out and help our bodies to heal as efficiently as they were when you're young. And that's why young children, if they get a cut or a scrape, they heal within a week or so. An older person gets a cut or a scrape, they probably have a visible scar there for the rest of their remaining years. And we've all seen that. Okay, so the solution is our ASEA redox supplement technology, which helps your cells to repair from the inside out. Okay, and let's what we'll do is we're going to run a little quick video clip that explains how it does that.
By the time that you notice that something in your body feels off, your cells have already known for quite some time. That's because the health of every system in the body begins at the cellular level. So, in our constant quest for more energy, greater vitality, a sharper mind, and healthier skin, doesn't it seem odd that so many of us look to products that don't actually do anything for our cellular health? From energy drinks to sleep aids to skin creams, we're looking everywhere but where we should. Now, we literally live and die by our cells, more specifically by the way our cells function. And the function of every cell in the body relies on something called redox signaling. Cellular messages that help detect problems within the cells, protect and rejuvenate them, and keep them functioning at their prime. In the decades since scientists first discovered redox signaling molecules, more than 10,000 peer-reviewed papers have been written supporting their vital functions in every major system of the human body. As we age and as stress and environmental toxins inundate our lives and weaken our defenses, normal cellular function declines. Communication pathways that keep our bodies in peak shape begin to fail. So until ASEA's revolutionary discovery was made, there was no way to supplement your natural redox signaling molecules and reverse this process. Through dedicated research and laboratory testing, ASEA has engineered a technology that can create a supplement composed of active redox signaling molecules. ASEA's groundbreaking patented process suspends them in a pristine solution that delivers trillions of these life-giving molecules. This cutting-edge breakthrough is the first of its kind and provides the only way to replenish and maintain peak levels of stable, rejuvenating redox signaling molecules. ASEA Redox supplement is certified by an independent third-party lab to contain these cellular messengers. This product is safe and effective. With as little as 4 ounces a day, you're restoring something native to your own body. The exact kind of redox signaling molecules you create yourself, but in quantities that you need for optimum health. ASEA literally works from the inside out. No matter what your body's vulnerability may be, ASEA can bring your cellular communication to essential levels, empowering your body to achieve its health potential, starting right now. No one else offers what ASEA does. No one. Consider what this means. An innovative product that helps the body generate energy, activate antioxidants, and work the way that it should. A product that has been shown to make positive shifts in blood serum biomarkers over a 24-hour period. In other words, as soon as you drink it, it starts working. A patent-protected product that created its own category, and to this day, has no competition in that space. A product that you can only get one way, from ASEA. Hundreds of thousands of people from all over the world have already experienced the only way to help their cells communicate more effectively from a redox signaling source outside the body. Are you ready to experience ASEA for yourself? To find out more, talk to the person who shared this video with you. They can also tell you how to experience the benefits of redox signaling topically with Renew 28 Whole Body Skin Gel. ASEA allows you to experience health from the outside in as well as from the inside out. Drinking ASEA every day is such a simple thing to do, and it literally enhances the ability of every cell in your body to function and communicate at a higher level, allowing you to experience the vitality of true health and wellness. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain. Give ASEA a try today.
Super. All right. Now what we want to do is share a couple of experiences that people have had in taking ASEA. Again, we know it's so fundamental, but what actually are people experiencing? Let's take a look at our first experience with Jenny.
My name is Colleen Pontius. I wanted to share a story with you about my daughter. We have a handicapped daughter who's 30 years old, who mentally is somewhere between 3 and 4 years old. She doesn't read, she doesn't write. She has her own little personality. She has some behavior concerns at times. But Jenny is one that is definitely her own person. Jenny, to communicate with us, would say things like noun, verb, and adverb. Jenny go to, Jenny's happy, Jenny wants a hamburger, Jenny needs this. and she would always refer to herself as in the third person. When we started taking ASEA, when my husband did in the spring, it wasn't until the middle of the summer when we had seen so much good done for him that I thought, I wonder what this would do for her. So I started giving Jenny 2 ounces in the morning, and that's all I gave her, was just those 2 ounces in the morning. Within about a month, I started noticing that she was asking more questions, that she was saying more words, that she seemed to be thinking a little bit clearer about things. I took Jenny to an open house in August. When we came out of the open house and got into the car, she looked at me and she said, "Mom, I enjoyed that." A full sentence, referring to herself as I, and saying the word enjoyed. We've been watching Jenny quite closely since then. She's using words now like possibly or probably. And instead of being upset when things weren't going her way, she's asking for an alternative. If I can't do it today, can I do it tomorrow? Is that something we could plan for next week? Her sentence structure has increased dramatically. Her attention span has increased dramatically. And her ability to understand what we're telling her has increased dramatically. It has been just a short period of time for Jenny. We do appreciate ASEA. I do appreciate the fact that she's doing so well with this, and we will continue to give this to her.
Fantastic. I'm gonna stop the share real quick here, just because I think we may have had some join us that we need to maybe make sure we're not make sure everyone's in the proper voice mode here. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay, super. Let me reshare. Okay, and let's move to our next story with Lori Ann Garner.
We had been using ASEA with our family just off and on for a little while. And I had just been spraying it on my face because I had a condition on my face. And then my daughter was diagnosed with a condition with her heart. And at this time, we went and talked to the scientist with ASEA, and he looked at me and I asked him, I said, "Dr. Samuelson, will this work on my daughter?" And he looked at me and he says, "Lori Ann, does your daughter have heart cells?" And I said, "Yeah, she's got heart cells." And he says, "This repairs your cells at a cellular level." And he said, "If it was my daughter, I'd have her drink 8 ounces 2 times a day." So that's what we did.
I was taking ASEA like a college student. I wasn't super consistent, but I, took it when I remembered. But then I got married and we decided that we wanted to have a baby. But my doctor had told me that there was too many risks, that I needed to get my heart checked out before I got pregnant. So I went to a high-risk pregnancy doctor, and he sent me to the cardiologist to get an echo. And while I'm getting the echo, it's like 15 minutes into the echo, and she said to me, "I don't see a hole." She's like, "I've been looking at your heart for 15 minutes now, and either it's non-existent or it's just so tiny that it doesn't even show up on my machine." And now I'm 6 months pregnant. So, and my doctor just keeps telling me there's no risk if there's no hole.
Wow, powerful stuff. And there are just tons of those out there. So looking forward to hearing everyone on this webinar, your ASEA experience. Very powerful. So that's how the technology works from the inside out, and the cells on the inside of the body, what the potential is. But we also, just as of a couple years ago actually, released our first skincare product, which was Renew 28. And just as of a little over a month ago, released our new Renew Advanced Skincare System.
Everyone is born with smooth, resilient skin. Your skin cells provide the fingerprint for this original beauty. Youthful skin cells have great communication skills with redox signaling molecules that enable healthy, consistent renewal. Over time, redox signaling declines, communications break down, and youthful renewal slows to a crawl. By age 50, it can take upwards of 90 days, at least 200% decrease. The result is visibly aging skin. Healthy, youthful skin doesn't need to be a thing of the past. Introducing Renew Advanced, the first and only redox signaling anti-aging face care system. Get your best skin back in just 3 simple steps. The first step is cleanse. Gentle refining cleanser tones and hydrates as it washes away dirt, oil, and impurities, prepping your skin for redox signaling products. The second step is repair. Start with Renew 28 Revitalizing Redox Gel, the everywhere skin therapy with redox signaling molecules for smooth, toned skin. Apply intensive redox serum to specific trouble areas. This ultra-concentrated anti-aging serum delivers redox signaling molecules for visibly smoother skin in under 30 minutes. The third step is replenish. Our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer provides native hydration elements, pollution defense, and anti-aging actives for visibly youthful skin. Renew Advanced combines the best of science and nature. Mindful ingredient selection, safety, and efficacy guide our choices. No drastic measures needed, and there are no irritating ingredients that give only the illusion of improvement. Renew Advanced provides visible benefits in 30 minutes that build over time for a healthy, youthful appearance. We guarantee. Get your best skin back with Renew Advanced. Healthy really is beautiful.
And so, by the way, you know, what's great too is everything you're seeing here in the videos. And for those of you looking to, you know, to build a business with us, these are all tools that are available to you. And the company has produced just some wonderful things to help illustrate the power of the technology and the products as well. So here's our Renew Advanced skincare line of products. Basically, very simple system to cleanse the skin first, prepare it for these redox signaling molecules, and use Renew 28 to get that base layer, get that absorption going in. And the intensive redox serum has a highly concentrated version of the redox molecule. So just for certain spots and areas you may have troubles on, you could use it for that. And then, of course, the Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. Now, again, I realize there are a lot of young people here on this webinar. I know that's Mike's primary target audience, but imagine starting this now and literally slowing down the aging process dramatically. It may not mean a lot to you right now, but I will tell you, in 10, 20, 30 years, you will look back and go, I'm so grateful that I've been using this for a number of years. You know, I'll tell you, I mean, I'm 48 years old here, coming up this year. And I look at some of the people in my high school graduation pictures. I mean, this is my 30th year high school anniversary graduation. We're coming up. I've never been to one of them, but I'm considering going because I see the pictures of all the other of my classmates. And I think it'd be just great because, you know, using these amazing products and technology. And again, I'm just kind of being more aware of things like this is really will help you in the long run. So again, I hope you guys take advantage of this and realize that this is something that you'll be able to leverage for many, many years to come. Okay, now let's talk about, first off, the awards and the accolades of the technology. Dermatest gave our product its coveted 5-star seal of approval. It's the highest rating they give, and Dermatest is one of the top 5 dermatological research institutes in the world. Very, very credible. You can see mainly over 20% reduction in various signs in the appearance of aging, and even an 11% increase in skin moisture, which is something that they didn't even think would happen, but they measured that. And it's not because the product has any moisturizer in it, but when your skin cells have these molecules, it utilizes water more efficiently, and therefore the moisture level goes up. So it's really, really amazing what happens. And pictures are worth 1,000 words. You can see the before on the top here, top row, and then the after. And this is all in less than 28 days. Some of these pictures are taken literally just days after. From the neck, you can see different skin discoloration issues, the wrinkle depth, etc. And not just your face, but any part of your body that has skin on it, okay? Which again is basically your whole body. You can see the feet to the armpits to underneath the areas, absolutely phenomenal. And cellulite, over 80% of women out there have cellulite. And even it's not like necessarily you have to be overweight or obese to have this challenge. It's just one of the things that women have. And you can see within just 6 weeks, over 20% increase in skin elasticity and over 15% improvements in the appearance or reduction of the appearance of cellulite. Absolutely amazing. And with our new serum, visible reduction in just 30 minutes. And I can't tell you how many times that people have put this to the test already. And we've only had this product released now for over a month. But you put it on there, and literally within 30 minutes, people come up and they can, if you look very closely, you can see the reduction of fine lines, under eye puffiness, and even the appearance of crow's feet around the eyes. And again, our serum as well has the coveted 5-star seal of approval from Dermatest. This is this is an amazing picture as well. Again, around the eyes. I mean, it's just absolutely. I mean, and this illustrates too that it does work on men as well as women. Yes, Mike. You want to go a deeper dive on this?
Just to get where that picture came from. That guy, his right eye, our left eye.
Yeah, you can see.
He put the Renew Advanced Serum on that eye. That is just overnight on that one eye.
So it's like this area right in here, right?
Yep, that's just from overnight. He didn't put it on his other eye. That's why you can see such a big difference. But again, that's just he put it on and he went to sleep, and that's the difference overnight.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. It's kind of like we have a picture, like a similar picture with a doctor, Dr. Marty Morin, who put Renew 20 at an entire half of his face. And you can see there's also dramatic differences as well there. Fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead, move forward here. Okay, so we're going to shift now in the last portion of the presentation. Let's talk about the opportunity that all this presents. Because, of course, with every great transformational breakthrough technology comes massive opportunity. And what makes ASEA the most powerful business opportunity of our existing lifetime? Well, I'm going to use the world's wealthiest man, Bill Gates, to give this illustration. Okay. We all know that Bill Gates did not invent the personal computer, right? So how did he become the wealthiest man on the planet? Well, he didn't invent every application or software. He doesn't own those. He doesn't own Adobe and Quicken. Okay, he does own Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, but those are not what made him the wealthiest man in the world either. What he created was called the operating system. Today, it is known as Microsoft Windows, and every PC. So unless you're a Mac user, every PC, which is still the majority of computers that get shipped, runs some flavor of Microsoft Windows. That's what made him the wealthiest man on the planet. So no matter what software, web browser you're using, what word processor you're using, they're all using Microsoft Windows. Similarly, in our industry, there are a lot of great nutritional supplements out there. There's your vitamins, your minerals, your superfruit drinks, okay? But the bottom line is ASEA is like the operating system of the body. It works at that level. Like we talked about cell phone towers. If your cell phone towers are breaking down, and you're not replenishing them, you're not getting clear communications. In the case of the operating system, as you know, if you don't keep your operating system up to date, if you don't click on that update button and you get new software, it's just not going to work. And just like in your body, you can be drinking all these great juices and taking all these vitamins and minerals, but if you don't have enough of these redox signaling molecules, they're just not going to be effective. That's why the very first thing you should spend money on and put in your body is the technology of ASEA and Renew Advanced. All right, so the income here is extremely powerful, the way we're able to create income, because it is a fundamental and foundational technology that everyone should and will be using on a daily basis. It allows us to create leveraged income where we can earn beyond just our own efforts and build a distribution network of like-minded, self-motivated people just like you. And that residual income stream means that you earn every day, every week, every month, even if you're not doing anything. Okay, and that's because you have repeat purchasing on an item over time, every month, month after month, and they're cutting edge. They have a meaningful result in people's lives, and there's no competition today. And even if there was, as we mentioned earlier in this presentation, ASEA has multiple registered patents to protect our technology. So it's like the antioxidant. I'm sure everyone's heard of the term antioxidants. It's like being able to patent the antioxidant. We have that potential here with redox signaling. And we have 7 different mechanisms to compensate people, everything from direct retail sales and customers, fast start, director bonus. This is your immediate income that you get for your immediate efforts, all the way to the things like team commissions, the momentum pool, and check match, which provides you with residual income and unlimited income earning potential over time. I'm just going to talk about one of these commission mechanisms, the team commissions, because this is really the start of the residual income component, but it's very, very powerful because it's based on 2s. And here's what I would ask everyone out there is out of everybody you know, do you think you can find at least just 2 people that would like to have better health, right? Slow down the aging process, live younger longer, or if they're an athlete, be faster and stronger, or if they have a health condition, be able to help their body to help eradicate that on its own, right? Do you know at least 2 people like to benefit from that and could use more money? In other words, their bank account isn't full yet, right? They could use more income. Okay, so if you think out of everyone you know, you could find just 2 people, let's take a look at what this can present. If you go out there and you start building people and you start helping people get started, okay, you start putting people, and once you have your 2 people directly beneath you, you put them underneath someone else. And this is, again, why people on this webinar are in a great position, because you're working with Mike Mallory, and he's just getting his business going right now. He's just, literally just a couple months into this. So as he's putting in people, they could end up underneath you. And what's going to happen is you're going to get paid 10% on the entire lesser side of your organization, even if it's not people you directly enrolled. If it's someone, let's say Mike put underneath you and they started signing up other people, you can count all that activity as well. And what this is that you get 10% on the lesser side. So in this example here, 10% of 2,000, because 3,000 is on the other side, so 2,000 is less, is $200, right? So you're going to get $200 this week. The next week, you'll start your right side with 0, but your left side will start with 1,000 points. So you'll carry it forward. So it's not like you're losing out on anything. You just basically carry it forward and you get paid on it when you have that activity requirement, all right? So the plan of attack is basically to help everyone get their 2 people. Teach 2 to reach 2 is sort of the mantra. You go out, you help two people. I mean, you help get your 2 people within your first 2 weeks. And if you are on a 100-point auto ship, you are going to get a director bonus, okay? And you go out and you continue to enroll people down the outside of this leg and help them to get their 2 people as well. You're not selling products, you're selling the vision. Because everyone, I don't know anyone who's told me, no, I can't find 2 people. Out of everyone I know, I can't just find 2 people. If they said that, I've had 2 people. I've had 2 people in my whole time here at ASEA tell me, no, I don't think I can find 2 people. And I just tell them, hey, this business is probably not for you. It's just not. And I would question any business being for them, right? If you can't find, just 2 people. So basically, it's okay, but if everyone can do this, the potential is phenomenal. If you look here on this chart, if you find your first 2 people within your first 2 weeks, okay, in your first 2 weeks there, and then they find 2 within the next 2 weeks, you can see what happens. You now will have a total of 6 people. And if this keeps going down after 24 weeks, which is just 6 months, you'd have over 8,000 people total in your group. Now, you can do this math on your own, but you can just see at a glance that any one of these numbers is just twice the amount or you can see that it's growing sort of twice the amount of the previous number, all right? Now, that's a total of $40,000 a month in passive monthly residual income if everyone just finds their 2 people, and if everyone is just drinking 1 case of ASEA alone. This doesn't even include if you're using Renew 28 or anything else. Just 1 case of ASEA alone, nobody has a single customer at all. Just drinking 1 case of ASEA, you can see what the potential is. Now, I will tell you, I've never seen it happen in this perfect fashion. We don't live in a perfect world. But even if this failed 90% and only 10% of this came to fruition, that's still $4,000 a month of passive monthly residual income. Meaning that if you just stopped doing anything, you'd have $4,000 be deposited into your account. Are there people that have had this happen here at ASEA? Yes, lots of them. Lots of people have 4,000, 10,000, 20,000. We even have a few people that earn over $100,000 a month. And it's because this model and this leveraging concept, instead of trading your time for money, you're now building teams of people, helping people to become successful, because the more people that you help become successful, the greater success that you achieve as well. Okay, so the timing, as we're coming into the home stretch here, couldn't be better. We are approaching what's referred to in our industry as critical mass. It's the point in the company's history before it goes from small to big, okay? And it's right about here if you look on the grand scheme of things. It's the company for the last 5-6 years has been putting all the infrastructure into place. We're now in 26 countries. We've got our 33,000 square foot production manufacturing facility, all these elements. Over the next 3 to 5 years, the company is going to go into a very steep rate of growth. And so therefore, you have the greatest potential to earn the most amount of income in the shortest period of time. There will be people, like for example, it took me a little over 3 years, just a little north of 3 years, to earn a total of over $1 million in commissions. I think that people getting started now can do that in 1 to 2 years. That's what the potential is. You can compress time because you can leverage all of what, the arrows that the early pioneers had to take, okay, and catch the wave as it's going up. All right. So our support structure that we have in place, you are not alone. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You've got an amazing support system, starting with Mike Mallory. Again, you've got the cream of the crop here, and not just from a distributor perspective, but he also has the understanding of what goes on in the corporate level. You just plug into systems, like he does this weekly webinar, and he does other things, I know, even live up there in the Utah area, lots of Zoominar conference, and really anywhere in the world, in any one of our 26 countries that we're in, you can do this just as we're doing right now live. Just last Sunday, a few days ago, I did a great webinar for the people of Norway and Sweden, and I do things like this for people all over the world. Team incentives, full-time upline, which is what I do. This is all I do is full-time, so realize that. I don't have to go out and do anything else or work at McDonald's or anything like that. And then you, of course, have direct connections with corporate, as we stated. Wink, wink. Okay, so what do you want? Do you just want time freedom? Would you just like to, these are great pictures of Mike's kids here. You just want to be able to spend more time with your family. Maybe like, hey, you don't have to want to drive the Lamborghini or the Maserati or have the 10-bedroom home. That's fine. That's definitely honorable. Maybe you just want to spend more time with your kids. Maybe you want to see your kids grow up. You don't want someone else raising your kids. You want to be at their soccer games. You want to see them learn how to ride a bike. Okay, that might be you. Financial freedom, maybe you want to have, nicer things. Maybe you want to have the best of the best. You want to travel. You want to see the world, okay? Maybe that means to you want to give back. You want to be able to make a difference in the world and help contribute to the lives of others. Whatever that is, that's personal for you. But realize, a lot of us have achieved all those various things. Or you just want to feel and look better. Maybe you just don't like the way you feel. Maybe you don't like the way you look. And I'll tell you, it's not a matter of vanity, but when you start feeling a little better, looking a little better, your confidence goes up and you start being able to achieve things and, that maybe you didn't believe you could do before. So again, whatever that is, these are all available here at ASEA. So all you have to do is make the decision on which option that you'd like. You could take option one. Hey, I'm not interested. No hard feelings. Thanks so much for your time checking this out. Maybe down the road, something might click and you might say, look, maybe I missed something. Maybe what I'm doing, I think I heard him say in that presentation, this driving in traffic or feeling like I'm trapped. If that comes up again later down the road, you want to revisit this, we welcome you back. Whenever the timing is right for you, we definitely would welcome you back with open arms. Option two, you're interested in just the product. You just want to benefit for the product for yourself. You can sign up as a preferred customer and you can end up paying wholesale pricing just like us as distributors. We're not going to charge you anything extra, kind of like being on Amazon in their auto delivery type of program, their loyalty program. You get it discounted because you get it every month, okay? Significant discount, about 25% off. Option 3 is that you not only want to benefit from this amazing technology for yourself, but you want to help other people. And you want to help them either with their health or with their financial situation or both, right? So in order to do that, you can sign up as an independent associate. It's going to cost you a whopping $40. You're going to get access to these millions of dollars of infrastructure, shipping, receiving departments, customer service, legal, information technology systems. I know how expensive those things are, okay? You're going to get access to all that operational infrastructure, manufacturing, all that for $40, okay? And then you can get involved in the team stuff. You just plug in. It's really show up. You know, like was said from a very famous football coach, 80% of success is showing up. You must have at least 100 points of volume. So all you need to do is be a product of the product. Just get one case a month for yourself, and you're in the game. And all of your infrastructure, all that overhead cost is taken care of for you, and you're eligible to receive commissions for the people that you refer to the product or the company or the opportunity. Okay? And that's it. That's it. So in closing here, I just want to share a story to help maybe clarify some of the reasons why that allowed me to get out of my corporate America mindset, to get out of that trading time for money mindset. And it was a story of a man who was named Art Linkletter. You may not recognize the name. I know you guys are very young, but you may recognize the name of his good friend. His name was Walt Disney. And Walt, when he was young, he asked Art to come down to an area in Anaheim, California. And it was this hot Southern California. I think it was like 90 something degrees or whatever. And they were sweating, and they had to park a quarter of a mile away from where Walt was having Art walk down to. And Walt's saying, look, over here, this is going to be called Tomorrowland. And over here, we're going to have Frontierland. There's going to be bears singing. And over here is going to be Fantasyland. And Art starting to think in his head, he's like, man, I think Walt's in Fantasyland. He's lost his mind, right? And so finally he stops Walt and he says, look, he goes, Walt, are you trying to get money for me? What's the deal? I need to stop you right here. And Walt looked at him and he said, look, he goes, I'm actually kind of hurt. You think I'm just bringing you down here so I can get money from you? He goes, no. He goes, this project's already funded. This is going to be called Disneyland. He said, however, Art, he goes, that piece of land right there, I haven't shared with anyone yet. He said, you could buy that land and you could make a parking lot. And you can charge people to park their cars as they come into the park. And Art looked at him and said, well, he goes, thanks, but no thanks. I think I'm going to pass. So fast forward about 30 years later, Art Linkletter is speaking to a whole crowd in front of the Anaheim Coliseum there. And he said that he had recently done a calculation. And that quarter of a mile walk that he took back to his car, every step that he took, he calculated cost him over $1 million because somebody else built a parking lot there. And I don't know if you've ever been to Disneyland, but when I was a little kid, and you already know how old I already kind of went over that earlier, but it was about $5 to park one car there. And I'm sure it's a lot more now. And that parking structure now is multi-tiered. Okay, so there's multi-tiered, there's thousands of cars that you could park there every single day. So it kind of illustrates the fact that opportunities are never lost. They're just passed on to someone else. And I'll tell you, here at ASEA, you don't have to be that much of a visionary. The train has already left the station. There are people already creating success. It's just a matter of, are you going to get on that train, or are you going to watch someone else take your opportunity? And I truly hope you everyone here decides to get on board, but most importantly too, that you take action. Don't just sign up, take action, follow the steps, do something consistent on a daily basis and weekly basis, and you'll achieve what your dreams and desires are. Thanks for having me, Mike. I'm going to go ahead and pass the call back to you.
All right, awesome. So you are a freaking rock star. You shouldn't have done such a nice job, because now I'm probably going to beg you to do it every single week. Again, a huge thank you, Paul.
Thank you, guys.
I just have to kind of add something at the end too. I was feeling all inspired when I was listening to Paul's story there. So just to kind of get a little bit more about who I am. After working for 3.5 years, about a year ago, I had a good friend of Paul's, his name's Craig Raymond. He actually pulled me aside. Sorry. He actually pulled me aside and he said, and I said, honestly, I think about it all the time. And he's like, well, why haven't you? He's like, you'd be great. Why haven't you done it? And I just said, nah. I said, I don't know. I said, it's too scary. It's a lot of work. I said, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm like, my job is really easy. I enjoy it to a certain extent. I make decent money. I mean, we've got a nice house. We go on vacations. We do things. We're comfortable, right? And I just remember, what he said to me was, well, first he swore at me a little bit. But then he said, why do you want to build something so green? And I said, well, what do you mean? This is very specific. This is green. That's a no piece of. But he said, but if you have desire, become a distributor, build your own dream with this business. He's like, create your own financial future. Don't let things hold you back. He's like, never mediocrity. People that don't take chances are the ones that mediocrity, and they never achieve their full potential. And that really stuck with me. Next time my business starting out, stop building somebody else's, start building your own. But you guys, I just encourage you, give this thing a go. I'm not saying stop or do it like I did. Not the situation that you had, but don't let this opportunity pass you by. Having worked corporate for this long, I know for a fact that there's something very significant and special about technology, but also the financial opportunity for real. I mean, working on the corporate side, I know how much everybody makes. I know how much money Paul makes. I know how much money Chris Rand makes as a top distributor in the entire company. These checks are real. It's not money. And not only are you making great money, but you're making a lot of lives. I'll just end with that. Thanks so much for coming, you guys. Talk to the person who's invited you. Make sure that you have also, you're welcome to reach out to me as well. And that's all I have for you guys. Thanks again for sticking around. Another big thank you to Paul, Triple Diamond, rock star. We love you, buddy. Enjoy that horrible heat in Las Vegas.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Take care. Stay cool.
See you later, buddy.
Take care.